Don't forget to move out of the way, Moo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There you go. You want everybody to look at that.
Get in the hole.
Holy moly, look at that golf shot.
Nice.
All right, so nice center strike.
Yeah.
Lovely draw, 173. That's an easy 9-iron for you, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Easy 9-iron for Moo. So we were just having an amazing lesson on the visualization on how that lag occurs through the ball into the target. And if you can't picture that, it's really difficult for you to do, right?
Yeah.
And before we start, you want to make sure you see the video that we put out. It's called Best Video on Grip Ever, so that you understand the trigger finger on the club. It's very much like if I had a knife in the kitchen and I'm applying some pressure on the knife. Notice how that index finger is applying that pressure. So if I was to cut through, some grass with my grip, notice how that index finger is leveraging against the whole club. And you'll see this with Ben Hogan, Sam Snead, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger in his prime. They all had this beautiful trigger finger, which is the staple of a good ball striker. Mm-hmm. Like you, Moo.
Thanks, Sean.
Right?
Yeah.
You saw the thumbnail. Doesn't that look amazing? So this creates impeccable lag. Impeccable lag,
Yeah.
right? So if I was to, go fishing or something like that, and I had a very heavy fishing pole, and I wanted to cast it out there, notice how my index finger is secured under the shaft, and I'm able to support the lag of my fishing cast.
Yeah.
So, Moo, come on over to the ball.
Okay.
Get set up there. So, go to the top of the backswing and stop. Come on down in super slow motion. So notice how the hands sneak past the ball deeply. And you can see how in this position here, as the club starts to unravel, at this point, gravity's pulling down hard. So notice the heel of the club is coming through first. Then the toe of the club, you're collecting the ball here, and it's releasing into the direction of the target, right?
Yeah.
So if you go back to a video we did called the jackknife drill, right? So you notice you get into this jackknife position.
Yeah.
The weight of the club sets your wrists in that transition, and then you're coming in that jackknife. So what it looks like here we go. Now from there, because of all the G-force, my hands are passing the ball, but it's impossible at this point to hang on to the club. So notice if I face you in that process, fall past, see where my hands are? Right about here, most people think they're going to miss the ball, but then look at my club. Yeah. So I'm collecting the ball from here and releasing the ball out towards the target.
Right.
So when I'm putting your swing in slow motion right now, right next to us, you can really see how your hands are coming through first, and that's where you get that nice shaft lean through impact. So all we're doing is, you'll see how we allow the arms to fall to the target. So the drill is this, and you'll see this in arm swing versus body turn. If I hold my arm out and I let it fall, I have a collision, right? My body's in the way. So I bend forward, let my arms hang, bring my arm out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it fall towards Moo. So here comes the arm. My body gets out of the way, and you notice how the arm swings past me and towards you.
Right.
So my brain has to go get the ground, use the ground to get my body out of the way to allow the arm to swing past. So we're doing the same thing, but with this loaded arm unit.
Yeah, that's right.
So in the backswing, you saw the super slow motion drill we did for the power backswing for seniors last week, right?
Yeah.
So I can't go anywhere past this without allowing my right arm to fold. So my right arm folds and my wrists hinge. Now my arm club unit is loaded. So from there, as I let my arms fall this way. See, notice the weight of the club head. It can't fall that way yet, can it?
No.
So you see a lot of people go like this because they're going fishing for a golf ball.
Yeah.
Whereas if I let my arms fall, my brain's gonna go get the ground. I want to let the arms fall towards you, Moo.
Okay.
Brain's got to use the ground to get my body out of the way. So I've engaged the kinetic chain of my golf swing. So from there, the arms are getting pulled right through, and the G-force built up is exploding the ball or the club through the ball and into my picture.
Right.
So it's going to look like this. Super slow, fold hinge, let it fall. Let it fall. Let it fall. So I let it fall through the ball and out to the picture, and there you have it. So that deep lag will explode into the direction of my target. So that's the jackknife drill right there. So I get into my lag position, and it feels very much impossible for my club to, I can't hold the club right here if I stay in that position or I stay in that direction, right? So I'm staying in that direction right there of that intermediate point. Mm-hmm. If I let my head go forward at this point, watch what happens. Can't go there anymore.
Right.
Now I'm moving across the ball and going all over the place. I can block it to the right because I'm way out in front of the ball. Yeah. My club can't release on time. I'm going to block it out there.
Yeah.
I've also shoved the hosel of the club way outside my line, so it's easy for me to shank it.
Right.
I'm going to get really deep and gougy, or I'm going to pull it left. So you got a big can of worms on your hands if you don't stay with the target.
Yeah, big time.
So now I'm just going to let this arm club unit fall in that direction right there of my intermediate point. Fall that way. Fall that way. Fall that way. So really struck that one solid. First one was a little off the toe, right? So we get like mega powerful. There's 188 carry uphill with my 7-iron.
Yeah.
So for a 56-year-old guy, that's not too bad, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
So come on back over here, Moo.
Okay.
And show me a couple of practice swings where you're going to let that assembled lag fall to the target, which means for you, a little draw is going to fall to the left edge of that intermediate point.
Yeah.
Beauty. Do you feel that explode way past the ball?
Yeah, right there.
Exactly. Oh my. Oh my. I got it. Gotta get out of the way. Show him the swing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Look at that. That was hammered.
Yeah, that was
so
quick.
So what I want to, finish this lesson with is when you get into that lag and you really let the arms fall towards the target, there's a huge amount of pent up energy that's, loading. I mean, the arm club unit loads at the top.
Yeah.
So come on, face the ball with me here. Let's go to the top of the backswing together here.
Okay.
So backswing, fold hinge.
Yeah.
Fall down into that lag, right?
Yeah.
So from here, do you feel there's a lot of pent up energy right there? That trigger finger is leaning up against the shaft.
Yeah,
push against my hand. So you feel how that hand's ready to pull this way?
Yeah.
And this hand's already, so everything is so spring loaded at that point.
Yeah.
It's virtually impossible to hang on to.
Yeah.
You're not trying to hang on to it. You should never try to hold your lag.
Yeah, yeah.
You just want to allow that arm club unit to load.
Big time, yeah.
And then allow it to fall all the way to the target.
Correct, yeah.
Through your intermediate point. So back here again.
Okay.
We're going to let it fall in slow motion to the left of that intermediate point.
Okay.
Yes. So Notice it's falling this way.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit of a, yeah, there you go. So you're letting it fall in that direction. It's
Yeah.
very hard for you to hold on to that, isn't it?
Right now, yeah, because the tension's built up. Like
Right.
slow-mo, yeah.
So if now do that same position,
Yeah.
now let your head move forward. No problem, right?
Yeah.
You can hang on to it all day now
Yeah, that's true.
because you've just blown out of that posture and you've blown out of your direction.
Yeah, that's right.
So if the head stays back, it's going to anchor that release.
Correct.
So for you to feel that release, this
Yeah.
is a drill that you do extremely well.
Yeah.
Grab your sword again.
Yeah.
Moo is left-handed.
Yeah.
So give it a nice slash. Beautiful. So face the camera with that slash.
Okay.
So where did your left hand turn over?
Right here.
Show me in slow motion. Yeah, so notice the elbow leads the hand leads the blade, the beginning of the cut is here, the end of the cut is there, and then the anatomy needs relief.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you're coming in with all that pent up energy,
Yeah.
the release is going to have a huge amount of rotational momentum. You don't want to hang on to that. You want to be in a position to let it go.
Big time, yeah.
There's a huge burst of speed involved in that, right? So let's recap. We need a trigger finger for that grip.
Right.
We need a solid posture where everything is going to fall in front of us. Take a look at the football drill.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So everything's falling in front of us, building up that energy and releasing into the direction that we want the ball to go. The machine picked up my club head.
Yeah.
So I get into position. I see where I'm going. I'm going to let my arms load up and I'm going to release. I'm going to let the lag fall all the way through the ball and into that direction. Boom. And that's going to give you awesome trajectory. So notice that trajectory was just a little lower than usual.
Yeah.
So the deeper the lag, the more I can look at my angle of attack.
Yeah,
7 degrees down.
Yeah, that's really steep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when my head stays back, my lag can stay very strong, very long. And from here, look at the downward angle of attack.
Yeah, that's
It's from this pendulum point,
right.
then the club is coming down. So if I release too soon, right, now my angle of attack is going to be significantly lower.
Yeah.
And if my hands pass, if the club passes my hands before impact,
Yeah.
now I'm actually hitting it on the way up.
Right. Which I
Okay.
had a tendency this summer.
You could, you could have a negative tilt, but still flip and hit it and hit it sky high.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important for you to stay in the direction you want that ball to go. And last thing, the grip club relationship needs to be closed enough for you to handle this. Have a look at Dustin Johnson at the top of the backswing. That club face is facing the sky. It's super closed. This is what allows him to have that deep lag to go to the target. Okay? So we hope that helped you understand a little bit more about what true lag really is and how it's created, and give you a little more insight about how it feels through impact. So for more on this, you should go to our premium website at www.wisdomingolfpremium.com and check out the Kinetic Chain series, the Kinetic Chain Facilitation series. That's going to really help you understand how the lower body pulls the upper body through.
Yeah.
And all you're trying to do is just let the arms fall to the target. And you're letting your supercomputer take care of the rest. So enjoy that. We'll see you next week.